Yeah, no, I thought last week was an excellent team win. I thought we played really, really good as a team, despite injuries or whatever the case may be, guys not being available, and that just shows the depth of our program. The next man up mentality is in full effect. We have a lot of really, really good players on our football team that's anxious to have an opportunity to play. And I was glad they were able to display their abilities. Now, we do have to play better on special teams. We are nowhere near where we need to be from a special team standpoint. I think we got a lot of guys on our special teams that are, walk-ons looking to earn a scholarship. And if you want to earn a scholarship in our program, you have to go out there and do things right and produce. So we need to be better in that area. That's certainly an Achilles heel for us at the moment. And so we got to figure out whether it's personnel, scheme, what we're coaching, what we're asking them to do. But we have to get that fixed in the special teams area. But I like the fight. It was a four-quarter game. We knew it was going to be a physical contest. And, I love our resolve. And the great thing about it, we had a weather delay. And the way our kids are geared, we start every practice with put the ball down. And that really means, no matter where you at or how you feel, we're going to put the ball down and play football. And so they were certainly ready for all the different changes before the game. And I thought we played strong throughout the game. So obviously this week, homecoming week, hopefully there is a sold-out crowd in Husky Stadium. We need you guys. We need you to be loud. Create a tremendous home field advantage against a really good football team in Toledo. A team that we respect, a team that's built really, really good on all three phases. Offensively, they do a nice job of tailoring the offense around the quarterback. They have some really talented wide receivers that can make contested catches and run after the catch. Their offensive line is doing a nice job up front. Their backs are running downhill. Their tight end, the one kid, they definitely want to get him the ball in a variety of ways. So we have to make sure from a communication standpoint and everybody on defense doing their 111, we know we have a tremendous challenge. Defensively, Toledo is always good on defense. It starts with their defensive line. They're very active, very physical, try to push change the line of scrimmage. At the linebacker position, they have some really, really good guys. I know number 31 has been in their program for, 7 years, and I'm sure he's the leader of their defense. I'm really impressed with their nickel, number 26. He can affect the game in the passing game and the running game. Their safeties are two of the better safeties that we'll see in this league. Number 25, obviously, he has a lot of accolades, but number 7 is really, really good as well. And then their corners, they want to, get physical with you and make it run down the field with you. And so, we know we have a challenge from an offensive standpoint. And then there's special teams. They are very dynamic in the special teams area. They can change the game on special teams. They have tremendous returners, whether Zero is back or not. They got some other guys that stepped in as a kickoff return guy. Number 33 as a punt returner. I think their punt return unit as a whole does a great job of holding up and allowing the punt returner to have space. And obviously he's going to be very, very aggressive. And so they can change a game. They can change the game on special teams. So I think Miami of Ohio, they changed the game with a fake punt. They blocked the kick. And then obviously they changed the game early in the season with a kickoff return for a touchdown. In 2022, they ran a fake punt against us. So we know we have to be really, really good in the special teams area to make sure we can neutralize that third of the game to increase our chances of playing how we want to play. So with that, I'll take any questions.
This program in Toledo's had some pretty good history of games, in the past. And I don't know if it's a rivalry game, but it's always a game kind of circle in the MAC when you guys go against Toledo.
Yeah, I think, for a long time, Toledo has been the standard of this conference. That was ingrained in me by Coach Novak. And I think, we respect them. It's like when I was in Baltimore, we respected the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you can have a mutual respect and still want to win. And I think, Donna shared some information with me over the last, 13 years. I think it's been 408 points or 9 points scored to 405 or something.
409 to 401.
409 to 401. So every game is tightly contested. There's a history there, and obviously they've done a great job with their program, and we're trying to make sure we can emulate them from a consistency standpoint, because they have been the standard in this conference.
Coach, you talk about tight contests throughout the years, but this year in 3 of your 4 wins, you've been able to do it by more than one possession. What have you seen this year that's been able to change in the results?
Well, I think in critical moments, we made a play to separate, and I think we have to continue to do that. And obviously Western Illinois was Western Illinois, but in the UMass game, we had the kickoff return that allowed us to go up by 14 last week. Josh made a heck of a play on a touchdown. Our defense got a stop. Our special teams put us in a bad situation by, leaping the shield. But our defense held firm, and then we was able to, take the ball down and get 3 points to separate at that point. So, we're making some good plays in critical moments, and we have to continue to make those plays to try to create separation in games.
Ethan's health aside, how do you assess the quarterback situation going into next week right now, especially given how Josh performed in the second half for you guys?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you want me to assess.
I just want to ask it: is Ethan still the starter of this team, or is again health aside, is Ethan the starter, or is Josh?
Yeah, I mean you don't lose your job to an injury. So that's not how we operate, and so an injury don't cause you to lose your job.
Coach, looking over at Toledo's side of the ball, I know last week Tucker Gleason went down for a bit, and that backup played for the second half. I know the depth chart they released on Sunday, it says Tucker's still the starter, but are you guys game planning in case that backup does have to go up in case Tucker's not ready?
Well, I think their offense still is the same no matter who the quarterback is. So. We're preparing for their offense, not necessarily the quarterback. I think both of those guys are very, very capable of operating the offense. You saw the backup come in last week and really throw the ball in a tough situation where the defense know you was throwing, and he made some tremendous throws. His receivers made some tremendous catches. So we know we have a challenge with whoever's at quarterback, in the challenges that they present offensively.
Toledo defense a little different front line than you've seen the past few weeks. They go 3 or 4 man, or
they are more of a 4-man front. So the last 3 weeks we were mixing with a 3-man and 4-man front. So they have shown on tape to be a 4-man front. Obviously, when teams play us, sometimes they do different things than what they've shown on tape. So I think we have a nice library of plays that we can go to if it's a 3-man front, if it's a 4-man front, if it's a bear front. We have things that we like in those situations that we can go to, and I think our coaches have done a great job of having a library on the sideline, and whatever game it turns into. Because last week Bowling Green played a different front than what they played all year. So we expect some of those type of situations with how we play sometimes. And so we'll be prepared for whatever is presented on Saturday and be able to make quick adjustments to get to our players so they can go execute fast.
Have you been pretty consistent on defense for your fronts this year? I mean, have you mixed it up a little bit too?
No, we try to mix it up and do different things week to week. But also we want to put our players in position where they have confidence of doing the things that they're comfortable doing the things that we practice in the off season, in the summertime, in training camp. And so they get really, really good at their techniques. And that's why we're playing, good football on defense. Number one, we have really, really good players. But number two, they are really, really good at their techniques and fundamentals of their position. And that allows you to play faster and play cleaner.
Coach, as a former player in the program and now the head coach of the program, what does the homecoming week mean to you, and how important is it to go out and get a victory on Saturday?
Yeah, I think, homecoming is always a great event, right? And so it just shows school pride. A lot of people are coming back. A lot of people have asked me for tickets, and former guys that I play with And that's really, really exciting, right? Because, I think football and athletics in general is a window into the university. So you want to represent the university the right way, and having people come back and have pride in NIU, in NIU athletics and football, that's important. And so when you can get them back, you can get them back to donate. And so I think that becomes the next step. Not only do you like your experience of coming back, but come back and give to the program because we need the support. That I don't think it's far-fetched to understand, what college athletics has turned into. But our kids work extremely hard. They do things the right way on and off the football field. And, I would like to see a lot more people step up and support these guys.
About a couple of former players going into the Hall of Fame too, Lynch and Ward.
Yeah, no, two tremendous football players in this program. So I know Lynch. I know he coaches on Friday night. So hopefully he can get over here and enjoy his festivities. And Ward is still playing. So, but what a tremendous honor to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I got inducted a couple years ago, and it makes you think back to all the moments that you played and everything that you went through, and it was all worth it. And so those are two tremendous players. Hopefully we can get some more players like those guys as we continue to move forward.
What'd you see out of Gavin that you liked in terms of responding to pretty much being the only option at running back more?
Yeah, no, he's not the only option. We got some other options, but we gonna play some other options this week. But I like what he did. He showed he can carry the load. It was an ugly game. 3 yards, 4 yards, and keep it moving. Allow us to stay normal down in distance. And I really like how he stayed in the fight. So Gavin has been a tremendous player for us. I'm glad that he's having success. In his senior year. And like I said, I've always been happy that we was able to add him to our program.
Coach, I noticed after the game there was a viral video of you dancing down on the sideline, and that's not the first time we've seen you, dancing around and having fun. Is that something you're doing all the time in practice? Because if we've seen it a couple times.
No, it's special moments, right? I see all these kids now. They want to get their celebration. At least mine was spontaneous. Yeah. It wasn't pre-planned. But I knew how important that game was. I knew we were down some people, and I really enjoyed how our players responded and was able to battle on the road. In the MAC, we know those games are always tough against a team that's in your pod, and so it was just a good feeling knowing that we were able to persevere and overcome adversity. And still find a way to, win the game. I think that's what, good teams do.
I feel both teams have had similar seasons. I mean, record-wise, you're the same. And both need a win here in the conference.
Yeah, we both lost to Buffalo. So, it's going to be a great game. We're looking forward to it. I really like the way our kids practiced this morning. They got a look in their eye. I explained to them last week, maturity is being in a similar situation and having a different result. Early in the season we won 2 games and didn't handle it the right way. Now we're on a 2-game winning streak. We need to be able to handle that differently than what we did before, and that shows competitive maturity. And so I really like how we attacked today. We got a lot of good work. It was very physical. Guys were high energy, flying around, all the things that you want to go into the preparation, because the preparation knows no opponent. And so how you prepare and how you get yourself ready to play and how you elevate as the week goes along determines how well you're going to play on Saturday. And we certainly got off to a great start this morning.
Defense is number 1 in the MAC in a ton of categories, top 30 nationally in most of those. Seems to be, climbing, getting better and better as the season's going on. Just what are you seeing out of this group that's causing them to, just keep pushing forward?
Yeah, we have really, really good football players, and I think that's important for people to understand. And so, when you build a football team, you build it with development. And so all these guys that are playing for us were guys that 2 or 3 years ago people didn't think were good enough, or they didn't have the recruiting rankings or the stars or anything else that comes with that. And so I think it's important to understand, recruiting rankings was always a money grab. And so that's somebody independently evaluating players. What we do is take time to evaluate the person. We take time to evaluate the player. We take time to make sure it's the right fit. We believe in the hard way, and the hard way means doing things the right way. And the type of guys in our program have bought into that and do things the right way. And I can just give you an example. Last night, it was late last night, and I was going home, and we are an early morning operation. And as I'm leaving the building late last night, I see Cade Haberman. And I said, Cade, what are you doing here? And he said, Coach, I'm cleaning up the locker room. And so if that don't tell you about the type of young men we have in our program, a senior, a starter, a guy that's in the fight every week, and he's the last guy in the building cleaning out the locker room. That's what it's about. That's how you develop men. That's how you develop people. That's how you develop a program. And for us, we have to maintain the culture and what that looks like on a day-to-day basis. And I couldn't be more proud with the men in our program, how they act, how they respond, how they do things, how they handle themselves. And that's why we are able to be a lot more consistent as we move forward.
On that note, can we talk a little bit about Skylar and just kind of as an example also of that?
Yeah, no,
who's
yeah.
Came through, been here 2 years, was a walk-on.
Yeah, there's so much I can say about Skylar Gil Howard. He walked on, was on the scout team, and I remember how hard he practiced on the scout team. And I remember telling Coach Geely, his position coach, I said, Skylar Gil Howard is better than guys you're playing with because of his effort, his tenacity, his physicality, the way he plays. And that was 3 years ago. And all that kid has done is built himself into what he is. He may be the best leader we've had in this program, period. Period. From the way he works, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, the command that he commands, I couldn't be more proud. And to take it a step further, a couple years ago he had a tragedy in his family, and all he said was, you know what, Coach, I want to practice. I said, go home, get away from that situation. But he said, I want to practice for my teammates. And that's when he was on the scout team. And so I couldn't be more proud of his success, the man that he has become. I talked to him in the spring about being a leader of our football team. We had a very great conversation. And then in this summer, I didn't think he was leading the right way. So we kind of butted heads this summer. And so all he did was learn from those experiences. And I'm telling you right now, the most unbelievable leader we've had in my 6 years here. And happy with his success, happy with that he's having a chance to showcase who he is, what he's about, and he's just been phenomenal day in and day out for us.
Do you think now with all the accolades you're starting to get week in and week out, the secret's gone, like teams are going to be able to start to try to game plan towards him?
Yeah, the problem is he's a backup. So I don't know many teams game planning for the backup, right? Yeah. So we still got Devontae O'Malley in there and DeMond Taylor and Cade Haberman. So if you want to game plan for Skylar Gil Howard, hey, you know what? Then that tells you what type of team we have, right? That's how I look at it. I hope they game plan for him because then somebody else will beat you.
Special teams wise,
yes.
You mentioned that was an area that needs to improve. There are a couple areas in there you're looking at specifically that need to make the leap forward.
Yeah, I mean, we gave up a fake punt last week, right? And really, that's eye discipline. We knew. I said all week they were going to try something on special teams. It wasn't a matter of if; it was a matter of when. And they got a fake punt. Then our defense played good. Got to stop. Then we leap the shield and give them a fresh first down. And then our field goal operation needs to be better. Those areas need to be better. And then our kickoff team, we kick the ball out of bounds, right? You giving up field position. So we have to play clean from a special team standpoint in every phase. And guys have to understand they can impact a game on special teams. And so we got to get them locked into doing their job. And if they can't do their job, we got to find some young guys that's hungry, that want to go out there and play and be able to do the job better.
All right, anything else for Coach Hammock today? No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Have a good one, Coach.
All right, we'll get started with the player section of today's press conference. We have John Champ, offensive line, Skylar Howard, defensive tackle, Jacob Finley, cornerback. Questions for the Huskies?
We'll start with John. So another week where you guys have close to 50 carries in the running game. What type of confidence are you guys playing with on that O-line right now?
Definitely a lot. We have a lot of experienced guys who have played a lot of football going into that game, so that's definitely what we hang our hat on is the run game. So definitely a lot of confidence.
Let's get this one for Jacob. So looking in the secondary, I know you guys played some pretty good receivers this year, and then you keep down Harold Fan last year. Now you got two guys, Vander Ross and Newton, who are gonna have some problems. How are you guys plan on handling those two?
I mean, we coming in the same way as last year. We faced those boys last year. I mean, they're a pretty good group of guys, and we got to come with our best foot forward. And we're going to come in this week just like we come in every week, just prepared, just watch film, and stick to our technique. And we know our technique is going to take us a long way.
This is for both the defensive guys. Last week you did, however, hold Bowling Green to under 100 passing yards, which in modern college football is extremely hard to do. What has been working so well for you guys to make the Husky secondary a no-fly zone?
I'll start with this one. It takes everybody on the defense, all 11 guys that are out there at a certain time. I think the coaches are doing a great job, with Coach Benedetto, Coach G, Coach Moore, Coach Bland. All those guys are doing a great job just getting us to trust the game plan, and everything ties together. So everybody's playing their best football out there, including the secondary. So.
Yes, just to piggyback on Skylar, yeah, we are playing everybody's playing together, everybody's playing their best football, and our motto is one motion, so everybody moves together in one motion. Without everybody, all 11 guys on the field moving at the same motion, something might go off, so that's why we say one motion.
This one's gonna be for Skylar. So obviously you get the accolades this week from what you did at Bowling Green, and just how does that boost your confidence and how you're perceived as you move into the rest of the season, especially with being a backup on this defense?
It all comes with the way I prepare. I'm blessed to play this game, and this offseason I've been working, and that's the confidence booster right there, not just winning that award. So every day I'm practicing as hard as I can, lifting as hard as I can, watch this film as closely as I can. That builds the confidence right there. But obviously winning the award was great, but the confidence comes with practice and being prepared every week. So, yeah.
This one's for John. So Josh Holst had to come into the game last week, obviously, in the middle of the game, and he's gotten some playing time over the last few weeks. Just what have you seen from him with him obviously being such a young player in the offense?
I think he's a really good athlete, and he's been picking up the offense really well.
He can definitely attack guys in the passing game. He shows good leadership for his age, and he's a mature dude, and he's been doing a good job for us.
Skylar, for you, I know that this is the first year that you're seeing this type of playing time and that you're making the most of it, but what does it mean to get the national awards and the MAC Defensive Player of the Week? What does that mean to you?
It means everything, you know. Like I said, I've been working hard since offseason, and right before the season started, I faced a lot of adversity, which I'm not going to get into, but after seeing all that hard work pay off, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't just a me thing, it was the whole defense tied together, because without maybe the DBs, the quarterback doesn't hold the ball and I don't get the sack or things like that. So it just means a lot to me, and I'm really grateful for this team and the coaches and everybody, so it means a lot.
And then for your position group, just over the last few years, some of the best NIU players have been on that defensive line. What are some of the things that you've taken from some of the older guys in the room and been able to apply on Saturdays?
I would say leadership, definitely from James Esther, you know, where he's at now. When I was young, I didn't really get, like, what he was trying to, you know what I'm saying, instill in me, but after, like, watching him, I used to watch his film all the time, just try to model my game after his, but, like, add my own stuff to it. And guys like those, I just try to, like, take what they were doing and model it to myself and add what I have to offer with that. So, like, leadership would be a big thing with James. He taught me a lot, even though he probably doesn't know that because, you know, I was a little stubborn when I was freshman and sophomore. So, yeah, just trying to take as much as I can from those guys, and it definitely helped me become the player I wanted to be.
And then Jacob, for you guys on the defensive side of the ball, week in and week out, it's been a consistent performance. What do you guys have to do to make sure that you shut Toledo down this week?
I mean, nothing special. We just stick to what we do, stick to what we know best. Just stay in the playbook. We know our coaches are gonna scheme up something good, and we just got to go out there and execute it. So yeah, that's it.
John, just I know obviously there's been a ton of injuries, especially on the offensive side. The line went through a pretty big one, but what's to say about this team with the whole next man up mentality that you guys are able to not miss a beat? Whether what was it, Thomas came in for Evan or Josh in a quarterback, or what Gavin did at running back. What's it say about this team that you get those performances?
I think the position coaches are doing a great job making sure that everyone in the room is ready to play. Guys are definitely in the weight room. Guys are prepared. People are strong and ready to go out there and perform. I think we have great depth as a team, and everyone's. And I think we have guys prepared to play.
This one's for all three of you guys. So obviously this week, big game with Toledo, but it is also homecoming week, which is an even bigger week for the university. What does this week mean to you, and then what would a win in this game mean to you?
Jacob?
I mean, yeah, it's homecoming. This is pretty big for us. Probably our biggest game of the season. I mean, we just want to come out here and just show the fans that we can win, and we just want, at the end of the day, the fans to leave with a smile on their face with a dub. So, and I know that homecoming means to me, it's just, I know it comes with a lot of fun, the game, and then after the game, it's homecoming. It's homecoming, but yeah, I think I like homecoming.
It means a lot. The university does a lot of stuff throughout the week, you know what I'm saying, to prep for this game and things like that. And obviously, starting off hot and then losing to Buffalo at our home field, we don't want to give the fans that experience again. We want to make sure, like, when we come out to Husky Field, we win at home. So we would love to get back to the fans for supporting us like they have been this whole season. So it means a lot just to give back to not only us, but the whole university itself. So.
John?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. I mean, this is a big game going for the rest of our season if we want to play in the MAC championship, and I think it'll be a great environment, and it should be a lot of fun for everyone involved.
Anything else for this group today? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good job.
Can I speak?